Okay, we're going to do a video here for some special request ticker symbols for some subscribers. So first off is Nokia, NOK. We had a big news event spike up here, and prices pretty much burned off back down to this consolidation area. There's just been a lot of sideways consolidation all in through this between about 375 and 450 or so. I think you're just gonna need to be really patient with this stock if you're gonna stay in it. I wouldn't sell it now. It's pretty much gone back to its range. Possibly another news event, or this could start to turn bullish. I see an indication that it's trying to get a little uptrend going here. So this thing trades kind of in waves here. But you can see the sell-off where we're way below this red moving average line, and the white moving average line, the Tinkinson, pretty much stays close to price. And what we want to see is we want to see this white line cross the red line, and we want to see the price on top of the white line, which is what we see now. So this looks like it's trying to stage a little bit of a recovery. Hard to say how far it'll go, because this is pretty much the top of its range right here. Where you see this wick was pretty much the top of the range. So I'd want to see it break out of this range to be really bullish on this stock. So like I say, I think you just got to be patient if you're if you got in over here and you're holding on to losses. I might even try just putting a buy order up here at $6 or $7 or $8 or whatever will get you out of it, just in case there's another news event, or a sell order, I mean. So you get another one of these doodads intraday on a news event, then anyway, so that's that one. See, okay, so here's a 30-minute chart. And we had a little rally here, and now we've come back down. When price comes into the cloud, indicates the trend's kind of rolling over, and now we're back on top. So it's trying to keep going here. This seems to be where it wants to top out, which is this top of the range we looked at over here on the 4-hour chart. That's what that is there. So this seems to be the top of the range. It kind of reacted there and seems to want to burn off now. So, all right, IQST. Let's get a daily chart here. So this had a big rally. I'd say if you got in here down at the bottom of the rally, this is your sell signal right here. The white line is Tinkinson, red line Kijinson, using the Ichimoku indicator here. And when these moving averages cross, that's your sell signal. There is kind of a flag pattern going on here. Sometimes these flag patterns will play out, and you're looking for a break above the pattern to break out of this sort of descending line here. Got the 50-period moving average, so you got some support coming in, some uptrending support from your moving average lines and the cloud. So I would say I wouldn't give up on this yet. If you're already right down in here, depending on where you got in. But you know, something like this with this kind of fast momentum, I would treat it like a swing trade. And if you got in early enough, like I say, this was your sell signal right here. So what you're looking for now for this to remain keep a bullish tone is for these moving averages to cross again, and for price to get back up on top of them, like what we saw here. So as far as long-term forecast, I look at this chart and I don't really like the way it trades, but apparently there's something going on with the company that stimulated this this almost cardiac arrest looking consolidation area here. So I don't know what the news is with this stock, but if you know what the news is and you're bullish on it, you might want to hold. Okay, here's a 4-hour chart. We've come below the cloud. So this is a little bit bearish right here. So like I say, on the daily chart, we've got those moving averages of trending support here. So hopefully you get a reaction from this 50, hopefully. It looks like it tried to react to the 50 here. This is kind of a support level at 78 cents. Okay, so I'd look for it to react at 78 cents. It's going to be in line with the 50 moving average. And we're coming into the cloud. If it doesn't respond to the cloud here, this is going to be resistance here. If it just meanders down and works its way through here, then this is going to turn into resistance. All right, moving along here. Disney. I like Disney, but it's already done this big run, so I don't like to chase. I don't like to chase price. So this is something that if you own it, then you just hold it because it's definitely in a solid uptrend. But to put on a position right here, you know, you're kind of late for the party. That's just me. I don't like coming late to parties. If I'm gonna party, I want to get there pretty early. You know, this was a buy opportunity here. Of course, it's easy to see in the history of a chart, but we came down, we tested the cloud and this 50 moving average. So I might look for that type of thing again. Sometimes this can continue for quite a while. Disney was kind of in this consolidation area here after the crash. It didn't really do a whole lot. And this was resistance here. This area right here was resistance. And you can see once we broke resistance here, we're just running away. So this rally could go quite a ways. I really don't know. I just personally, I would look for a little bit better opportunity to get in. This trend is awfully steep compared to the history of the chart, you see. So that's kind of like what we saw with Tesla. Now it's sold off. The trend was just so steep compared to its normal trend. So, you know, let's say this is a normal trend and channel. So we've pretty much broken out of that channel. This cloud and the price are just going straight up. So, but it is a great company. I love Disney. I hate to recommend people chase momentum. So that's my recommendation: is don't chase momentum. There are plenty of other stocks in the universe to look at. This is a 30-minute chart, which 30-minute charts aren't that reliable unless you're doing a fast momentum swing trade, and Disney's not a fast momentum swing trade. It's got momentum on the daily chart, but now on the MasterCard MA, I like MasterCard. I own it. Same thing with Disney. I think you're kind of chasing it up here. I got a long-term rising channel here, and we're kind of in the middle of the channel. I just talked about this last night, that I saw this opportunity here a few months ago, and I added a few more shares when it came to the bottom of this channel. Is this weakness here? With a great company like this, I see this as temporary weakness. So those temporary weakness, markets tends to forget about them, or things change and the party's back on. So, but I like MasterCard. Visa, another good company. Doesn't look as overextended as MasterCard here. So if I were to pick one of the two, I would probably pick MasterCard here. I mean Visa. It just hasn't run up as much, but I think MasterCard has always kind of outperformed Visa from what I've seen. I own them both, and so I like to look for pullbacks. So see, we're kind of at the top of the range here. Can you see? Can you see kind of a range right here, like a channel? Okay. So I like to look for opportunities closer to the bottom of the channel rather than the top. I feel better when I open a new position knowing that I got a good price and I'm not going to be waiting, accumulating losses for 3 months before it does something. But that's just me. It's still a good stock. GEO. I might have this ticker symbol wrong. This is what I understood to look at. So if it's wrong, then just bear with me. But this thing has been in a downtrend forever. So I'm not really sure what this is about. But I wouldn't even recommend looking at that twice. CXW. This thing's having a breakout here. But when you look at the big picture, I mean, it can have these breakouts and then it just dies again. It looks like we've kind of put in maybe a bottom here. See, we didn't put in a lower low, or it's almost like a double bottom. And now we're breaking out. So things may be turning around with this stock. We've had a red cloud for the most part. We're getting a green cloud. We're a little overextended here. When price is this far from the cloud, you're more likely to have a pullback. But this is definitely trending right now. We've got price Tinkinson line and Kijisen are starting to trend at a pretty steep angle here. So if you're in that, I would hold it. But doesn't look like something I'd want to buy. It's looks like an oversold bounce to me. Quite often, I've played around with these kind of stocks, learning my lessons in the school of hard knocks, and I don't even touch them. I don't even mess with something that looks like this anymore. It's too speculative, This is all speculation or just oversold. So I would not recommend. I'd say if you're in it right now, I would just enjoy this rally that's going on. Come down to a 30-minute chart and watch your close trending moving averages. The blue line here is a 9, and I believe the red is a 26 moving average. And then the cloud is a little bit higher moving averages. But if you're able to use Ichimoku, come down to a 30-minute chart and just stand as long as it stays above the cloud like this. Once these averages cross and the price comes into the cloud, then that's a pretty good sign that it's probably going to fall through and die out. But sometimes it will bounce off the bottom of the cloud. So that's how I would trade that. I would just hold on for this momentum right now and see where that goes. But as far as a long-term investment, I don't like the chart. GEVO, I put GEVO in here just in case I misinterpreted the ticker, this GEO. And it's a 30-minute chart. This 30-minute chart, this is an oversold bounce. And it looks like now we're going to start trending back down. So let's look at a daily here. Oh, this is something I drew. I've watched this stock for years. I've traded it before. And never really cared for it. I know the story's changing, but I just feel that all this was just way oversold and hype. This was a huge move. I think if you got in early and capitalized on that, I think you should take your profits and wait for a new uptrend. Right now, well, we fell below the cloud, reacted to the 100 period moving average, came back up into the cloud, and now we're reacting to this downtrending Kijinsen and this long-term downtrending line I drew on the multi-year chart. So I'm predicting this to continue down. We'll see what happens when it gets to this 100 again. If it keeps wanting to react to that, but quite often it'll kind of bounce back and forth and then eventually give up, or it could break above this cloud. Just depends on investor sentiment. I know there's a lot of people that are pretty bullish on this stock. So the moving averages are still trending up. They're starting to flatten out a bit, but we still have uptrending moving averages, so that could be helpful. We're getting a twist in the cloud. Cloud's turning red. 4-hour chart gives you a little bit different perspective, okay? I like to trade 4-hour charts. It gets me in and out of a trade a little sooner. So I'm actually short on this, and I took profits down here after this oversold, this long wick, way oversold here. See how far we are away from the cloud. So we're oversold. I shorted this when it did this TK cross or shortly after it, and I got a nice 30% trade out of this. And but now we've crossed back up, going up, but we've fallen below this Tinkinson line. We've reacted to the cloud, fallen below. Okay, so look what we've done here. We reacted here as this is trying to act as support, but it's downtrending, so that's not really valid support since it's trending down. Tinkinson tracks the price the closest. It's starting to roll over, and prices drop below it. So I see this as continuing down more. What's going to be interesting is if it makes a new low or not, because this low was, I think it's going to take a while before it hits that low again. We just have to watch and see how this evolves. To be bullish, I need to see the orientation of these lines like we did during the rally here. Okay, price trending with the Tinkinson and on top of the Kijinsen. So anytime you get this cross and price is below Tinkinson and Kijinsen, that's a sell signal. That's a take your profit signal and wait for things to iron out and wait for a new buy signal. Okay, this is not a viable buy signal because we're below the cloud. So when you're below the cloud, you're supposed to be looking for selling opportunities. When you're above the cloud, you look for buying opportunities. Now when price is inside the cloud like this, one of the rules I learned is you're not supposed to trade it. This is indecision. So the market's undecided if this is going to go down or up. So if this falls below the cloud again, I'd say we could see momentum pick up and this make another momentum move to the downside. We'll just have to watch and see. So that's it for now, and I'm going to do another update on some other stocks separately here.